Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today we are going to be fixing a bowl of instant ramen or ramyeon because it's going to be a Korean version of ramen. I've made a lot of instant ramen recipes. In fact, I have a ramen playlist that you can check out where I've tasted and tried so many different ramens and ramen flavors and ramen hacks with mixed results. But today we are going to be making a recipe that I could not resist because it only contains one additional ingredient, a little bit of technique, but just one additional ingredient. Are you intrigued? I am intrigued. Oh, also the author of this recipe is a 3-star Michelin chef. So you know, there you go. There's some credentials for you. So today we're going to be making Chef Sung Ahn's version of instant ramen. So I learned a little background about Chef Sung Ahn from an episode of Pax Kitchen. He emigrated to the US when he was 12, actually served in the army, was a mechanic, and got into cooking kind of fortuitously, understudied at the French Laundry, and the rest is sort of history. I think it's a very interesting story, and I cannot wait to taste his version of instant ramyeon because alrighty, let's get started. So if you're at all like me, you're probably wondering what this one ingredient is, and it is this. It is garlic. This is garlic that I harvested from my garden this year. So garlic is a beautiful thing. If you are at all interested in having a garden, I highly recommend garlic because it is so easy. So one of these heads contains cloves, and each one of those cloves will create a new head of garlic. So what I'll do is I'll save my biggest heads, probably save about 6 of them, and then I will replant them in the fall. And come spring, these will be the first things that will come up, and that's it. They are so easy to grow. No pest likes to bother them or eat them because it's garlic. Now this is a hard neck variety. I live in the Northeast, and these do well here. It has a hard neck. So when you open it up, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So there is the stalk that was on top. It goes all the way through, and in hard neck varieties of garlic, the garlic grows around that neck, and you don't have a bunch of tiny cloves in the middle, just great big ones around the circumference of the stalk, which I love. Now this is one of my favorite ways to prepare garlic, and it is to roast it. So taking a piece of foil, it's much easier to get the cloves of garlic out when you just cut the bulb in half. A little bit of oil, you can use any kind of vegetable oil you like, and a bit of salt and pepper. Roll it up. And when I roast garlic, I usually do a few heads because you're gonna heat up the oven anyways. You might as well have a few heads. Do them all at the same time. It's super handy and super delicious. Now I baked mine in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for 45 minutes. Then I turned off the heat and just let them sit in there, kind of let them steam and cook up. You want your garlic to be absolutely tender and mushy and soft. So that's the beautiful thing that happens when you roast garlic or cook garlic like this. It becomes really sweet, and the garlic flavor really kind of mellows out while still simultaneously being kind of intense. So let me show you what the cooked garlic looks like. It's very soft, and you should be able to poke a fork into it with no resistance whatsoever. It should just be buttery soft. Next, I've got a little soup pot. These are famously used to cook instant ramyeon, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. And we're gonna drop in the entire head of garlic, skin and all. Look how syrupy it is. So concentrated, lovely. Drop that in there. Now we're gonna bring our water to the boil just like you would typical instant noodles, but what's going to happen is we're going to be creating a broth, and Chef Sung Ahn says there's a lot of flavor in the peel of the garlic as well, hence the entire bulb of garlic. We're going to pop the cloves of garlic out of the chambers, and then as we go along, keep the skins in for now, we are going to kind of mush the cloves so they create kind of a paste and a white milky broth. You can kind of just gently mush it up into the broth. I'm gonna go with Shin Black. Really love this one. I always have this in the pantry. Next, we're going to add the vegetables, the dried bits. Let them reconstitute, and whatever flavor packets you've got with your ramen. Oh, it smells great. This recipe does not include an egg and does not include chopped scallions, which to me are the basics to any instant ramen noodle hack that I've seen. Now that our broth is established, we're gonna add our noodles and cook them to your likeness. I prefer mine to be a bit firmer, so I'm going to probably pull these after just a few minutes. Okay, I'll come back when everything is boiled up. Doesn't that look heavenly? Yep, beautiful. All right, that's done for me. I'm gonna turn off the heat. We're going to pull out our skins. They have served us well. We're gonna top it with a little bit of the uncooked noodles. My mom used to eat these as a snack, but we're gonna use them as a garnish. On the show, both chefs ate their first bite of noodles using the lid of the cooker, which I thought was so interesting. I didn't know that that was a thing, but it's smart, right? It's got a little bit of a divot. You can place a bite of noodles on there and it'll cool off quickly. These are wicked hot. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, let's give them a taste. Itadakimasu. Delicious. I love the texture of Shin ramen noodles. They're so bouncy and chewy. Not as bouncy as the bulldog noodles. Spicy, flavorful, and despite what you might think, not too garlicky. But let's taste the broth before I say that, because the noodles aren't too garlicky. If there's a sweet savoriness, both from the flavor packets and from the additional garlic in there. And look how the broth is reduced down. It's almost more like a sauce. See that? And it's kind of milky. Liking this. Oh yeah. Okay. So let me show you up close. Here are the noodles, glistening and shiny. And look, just a little bit of broth. I really like this consistency. It's thicker than I normally have ramyeon noodles or ramen noodles. Usually I have a little bit more soup. It's not as soupy. So the flavors are concentrated. I should say concentrated, but not too salty. That's always my concern. Oh, it's gonna be too salty. But it isn't. And there's a kind of silkiness that happens with the broth from the garlic. Like, look at that consistency. And rich. It tastes rich. Kind of silky and luxurious. But we didn't add any fat to this, no butter. The change is elegant. It's a subtle change, but it does feel more special. It does. The consistency of the broth, the flavor, it still remains instant ramyeon noodles with that industrial, flavor-packed, MSG-laden loveliness that we all love when it comes to instant noodles, but it's a little bit more refined. The broth is a little silkier and intensely flavored in a way that I don't know that I would have been able to figure out what it was. If someone served this to me, I would say, this just tastes better. It feels better. I think in terms of a textural experience too. Yet it remains just instant noodles. There's not a lot of additional stuff here. You know, some of the other hacks are just like add mayo, add an entire clove of raw garlic, add You know, it's not heavy-handed. I like it. It's kind of nice to eat a hot bowl of noodles that is literally hot, steaming hot, spicy too, and then it's hot out. That bite, I noticed there was some uncooked ramen on top, and it's gotten a little bit chewy on top rather than crunchy. Somehow I was expecting it to be crunchy, and it's not crunchy. It's kind of soaked up the broth, so it's a little bit kind of chewy, and I like it. A nice little texture contrast. And I see now why no additional things were added. No additional seaweed, no additional green onions or egg. I think it would remove and take away from the subtlety and the silky texture that the roasted garlic gave to this dish. Fantastic. Definitely recommend and make again. I think the only thing that's tricky about this is I never have heads of roasted garlic on hand. So that is the thing. As long as you have some heads of roasted garlic, make this. Alrighty, my lovelies. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Oh, my neck is so sweaty. So good. So good. So good, so good. Outstanding.